think the game has changed for the better?
Well, I think they'd like to all make us believe that it's changing in the right direction, but you know, I think there's still, excuse me, a lot of work to be done, and you know.
And what kind of work are you talking about here?
Well, you know, I think the product is a little watered down. So, you know, I'm sure the Players Association and National Hockey League would not want me to say this, but you know, I think they need to eliminate a couple, 3 teams and disperse that talent around to the other teams in the league, and because, or change the way that that the game is coached. You know, it seems like every coach that comes in wants to coach and play to a 0-0 tie, and you know, that doesn't get me excited about buying tickets to go watch a 0-0 hockey game. So, you know, in the grassroots hockey, that there's way too much coaching that goes on. You know, it's about developing skill. It's not about developing teamwork. You know, it's more about having the fun of enjoying, you know, what the game is really about, and that's passing, shooting, skating, scoring, you know, camaraderie, you know, that kind of stuff. And I think we've you know, we're so focused on this team stuff and team play that, you know, when I go and watch a, you know, a bantam or a peewee game, and I see guys, or I see kids dumping the puck in and chasing after it, and, you know, that tells me that, you know, they're being taught that you're not allowed to play one-on-one. You're not allowed to use your skill to beat another guy. You know, it's more of a, you know, they try to play a pressure type game.
Is that something that's happening because, well, the league is just too big and we need bodies, or is that something that's happening because of the politics that are being played on the management side?
Well, I think you make 2 really good points. You know, when I was playing in the late 80s and early 90s, you know, the scoring champion was winning the scoring race with 200 points. Now they're barely breaking the 100-point barrier. So, you know, I think it's very systematic. I think that guys are afraid to make mistakes because, you know, the average NHL salary is $1 million, and, you know, if you're a guy that is borderline, then you're gonna do and play exactly the way the coach wants you to play. And you know, and like I said, who wants to watch a 0-0 tie? Not me. You know, and I would say the majority of people don't want to watch a 0-0 tie. They want to see the beauty of the game. You know, the passing, the you know, the speed of the game. You know, the physicality of the game. You know, they want to see. You know, they pay money to see that. You know.
Now, in your playing career, and now as you become a fan of the game, you've lived through the Gary Bettman regime. What do you think of, what's your opinion of Gary Bettman, what he has brought to the game, and if what he has brought is beneficial at all?
Well, I wouldn't, you know, I think Gary Bettman's the vehicle. You know, I don't think that he would have a whole lot of say. I think that he would be the guy out in front, you know, kind of putting forth the ideas of the owners in the game. You know, we have billionaire owners that I don't think are billionaires because they let somebody run their business for them. I think that you know, these guys are hands-on guys, and Gary is as a vehicle for these guys, and you know, Gary is a reflection of the ownership group.
One of the guys that you talk about in unflattering words on your book is Don Cherry, who I guess is a Hockey Night in Canada icon. You know, there's a picture in the book. You're sitting with him and your arms around each other and everybody's smiling, but you don't seem to have a very friendly relationship there with him.
Well, you know, Don's a media guy. I'm a media guy now. I have my opinions, whether you like them or not, and you know, that's not my choice. you know, and one thing that Don Cherry is very good at is marketing. He's very good at marketing himself, and you know, I'm doing the same thing now. Now that I've you know, stepped away from the game, I've always been a guy that tells it like it is, and you know, on the other side of the coin, I have so much respect for winning, and you know, what has Don Cherry won? Let's see, he had probably had a better team than the Montreal Canadiens, and they went into Montreal in Game 7, took a too many men on the ice penalty, and Montreal won another Stanley Cup. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. Don talks about winning like he's experienced it many, many times. He hasn't, and that's all I'm saying.
You know, it's not just a North American thing, too, because you don't have although you talk well of your teammates, you don't have a lot to say about American players, too, with one exception. In your book, you do spend a lot of time talking about Mike Richter, and especially in the World Cup. And apparently this guy impressed you a lot. I know that you were able to play with Mike when you went to the New York Rangers, and for a while there you guys were teammates. Are you still incommunicado with Mike? Do you still stay in touch with him even though he's an American player? Are you still buddies?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I haven't talked to him in probably a couple of years now, but you know, obviously I just think he's a tremendous person more than anything else. You know, his demeanor and how he carries himself, and you know, I seen him blow out both of his ACLs, and I saw how hard he worked to come back, and you know, I respected that, and you know, he was the reason why in 1996 at the World Cup of Hockey that Team USA beat us in that tournament was his extraordinary effort in Game 3 of that series. You know, the clinching game where he was. You know, he was on another planet that day, and I think we outshot the Americans 3-1, and you know, he was the difference in the hockey game. So, you know, I've always liked him. You know, I appreciated talking to him. I appreciated being his teammate, and he was a great guy, and you know, somebody that, you know, a young goalie could definitely look up to because of how hard he worked.
My God, you had an awful lot of rage. I mean, it was just. You were just an angry person, and even when things went exceptionally well for you and you were literally given things on a silver platter, you were still very, very angry. And one of the things that you were angry about was religion, and that caused you to turn against birthday celebrations and not wanting to celebrate your birthday. Is all of that rage and anger with the birthdays and the religion and your life in general, is it all still there? Or have you kind of mellowed out now? Are those demons behind you?
No, I'm in a really great place in my life, and you know, I've found a God that of my own understanding, and you know, I've surrendered my will and my life over to the care of Him, and you know, my life is great. And you know, unless you've been somebody who has been sexually abused before, you really don't understand the underlying forces that you have to deal with on a regular basis when it comes to that kind of stuff. And you know, I think that that the anger was all part of the abuse that I suffered and loss of control of my life, and you know, but I've been able to work really hard and get my life turned around, and you know, I'm happy and excited about the future.
Do you feel that the drugs and the alcohol may have helped in you posting those numbers, or do you ever wonder what you possibly could have achieved if it hadn't been for all the alcohol and the drugs?
I don't think it would have been any different than it was. You know, I was very good at being able to separate what was going on off the ice and what was going on the ice. You know, when it came time to put my gear on and step onto the playing field, you know, I played the game at 110% every single night, and I have no regrets about my career, about my life.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have done better? I have no idea. Do I dwell on that fact? Absolutely not. I think I think what you're missing here is that despite everything that happened in my life, it's where I'm at today that really counts the most, and that's that I'm in recovery, and I have a great family, I have a great wife, I have great kids, I have tremendous support around me, and because of the book being written, I've helped a tremendous amount of people already, and we're just getting started at this. So,
do you feel that if your name is nominated for the Hall of Fame that you should accept it? Is this the tale, the story that you would want younger hockey players to read and try to emulate?
Well, I have 6 championship rings in my closet. I've averaged over a point a game, and played with the greatest players in the game who all have respect for me. So, it's not my choice. It's not my decision. 4.5 years ago, I would have said no. There's no way that I believe that I belong in the Hall of Fame. But today, I would say that I do.